Hey guys, it's Rob here and welcome back to another video. So in this video we are going to talk about a lot of news that happened in that Nintendo Direct for Donkey Kong Bonanza, because wow, there was quite a lot of stuff that was announced, revealed, and overall it looks like a very fun game. That being said guys, if you enjoy these news videos on specific games, especially for the upcoming game that's going to be in 2025, Metroid Prime Beyond, because I do think we're going to get a Nintendo Direct for that one as well, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and of course leave a like if you enjoy the video. With that being said, the first thing that they really revealed is that Pauline is indeed that little rock. Now there is a theory going around that maybe they de-aged Pauline because the timeline just doesn't match up. So we'll see if that's actually true. Let me know your theories about this down in the comment section below. I would love to hear your theories on whether you think it's a retcon or do you think it's a de-aged Pauline because of the power of whatever rock is de-aging her. Now how the worlds that we're going to be exploring is explained in the Nintendo Direct is that the deeper you go into the Earth, or whatever they consider the planet they're on, the more levels you're gonna find, and that's how they explain how there's various different levels in Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I think is pretty cool. That fits the theme with what you're doing in this game, digging down into the Earth. They also showcased a lot of different things you can actually do with Donkey Kong by himself. A lot of the stuff we saw in previews, but there's also some other new stuff here as well. There's a whole bunch of different mechanics on how to traverse a world, like you can surf on a giant rock that you can pull out of the ground, you can climb, you can tumble, you can even fly in certain ways, which we'll get to very soon in this video. And overall, it seems like the traversal of the maps are going to be very interesting, especially when it comes to the different costumes, because that's also going to help you traverse the map as well, which again, we'll get to that later. Now, speaking of collectibles, there's a whole bunch of different currencies that you can collect in this game that can be used to unlock different things when it comes to customizing your characters. Both Pauline and Donkey Kong are customizable in this game, and there's quite a lot of different ways you can do this, and some of them actually do affect the gameplay. So some examples in the Nintendo Direct that they showed off is ice skating, swimming, things like that. You can change Donkey Kong's fur, you can change his clothes, you can change Pauline's clothes, and some of those things will have an effect on the gameplay like they showcased in the trailer. Another thing that they add in here is a skill system. So as you go around collecting different currencies, you'll be able to upgrade Donkey Kong, and that will affect how much damage you do, how deep you dig into the ground, the pound that reveals different items, that will also have an increased effect. So it's going to be interesting to see how different players build out Donkey Kong and see if there's a massive difference in the gameplay style. I feel like a lot of times in these games they do say, oh yeah, you can customize your character, but sometimes it's like, yeah, I guess you can, but at the end of the day you're kind of doing the same thing and there really isn't too much of a difference. So I'm really curious on how far those upgrades do go. Now jumping a bit back to Pauline, there is a mechanic in this game where Pauline starts singing and they reveal different things on the map that you can follow and discover things. That is another side. One thing that I think I do like about this is that it's a very structured game from what I've seen. You have your levels and you have your places that you can go within those levels, and then once you're complete you can go to the next level. Even though I do enjoy like open world games, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, so maybe that's been getting to me. I think I'm gonna enjoy not playing such a big game and having a more focused down experience. I love Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom and stuff, but sometimes the smaller games are fun, you know? There also seems to be new abilities that are activated by Pauline singing that lets you fly, that can smash more things, and of course run really fast, even running on water. It's essentially an ultimate for Donkey Kong, kind of like when you play like Overwatch or Marvel Rivals, things like that. And the cool thing about this is you can switch between the three and create different combos and go across the map how you want to. Of course, the timer does end up running out and then you transform back into your regular Donkey Kong and continue your gameplay, but it's really cool to see that they're mixing up the gameplay with these ultimates, so to speak. Now, according to the Direct, how we're going to unlock these ultimates is through finding out these different elders in each level, and I'm assuming those are going to unlock these ultimates. We also got to look at some of the enemies in this game, especially the big bads, or some of the big bads. I'm assuming there's probably going to be an overlooming presence. Those are probably just the grunts. And I do gotta say, I really do like their designs. Now, they also showcase some pretty cool things, some extra content that you're going to be able to get into. There's going to be these areas that you can unlock through different various means and find them around the map. And once you enter them, you're going to be able to do these special challenges and you're going to get different different currency to unlock different things. That's been in Donkey Kong for a long time, so it's no surprise that we're seeing that in there. The thing that I'm kind of curious on is if they're ever going to play like perspective, or like what kind of challenge you're going to be able to do. Like, are they going to switch to regular Donkey Kong style, the 2D style, and then some of them are also going to be in this new 3D style? Well, not new, because Donkey Kong 64 exists, which, by the way, tell me if anyone remembers the DK rap, because they played it in this trailer and I was so happy that they did. I found so much joy hearing that in this Nintendo Direct. Let me know if anyone remembers that song. There also seems to be some music collection that you can get. You can get them by finding them around the map or killing enemies, and also there are fossils that you can find as well. Again, there's a lot to collect in this game, and I'd be curious on your guys' thoughts on that. Do you guys think there's too much to collect? Do you think it's kind of overbearing? Let me know your thoughts. I know some people don't like these collectathons, you know what I mean? But to me, as long as the game's fun, I don't really mind it. It also seems to be fast travel in the game too, to move around the map, which is pretty good because I'm sure the maps are going to be fairly decently sized. The Nintendo Direct also confirmed that there's going to be a photo mode as well, which is really cool. And honestly, the photo mode actually looks pretty good. Some of the pictures that they showed off that the developers took and the people who were playing the game took look really fantastic. And not only that, but multiplayer co-op was also shown off. You're going to be able to do it in gameshare, game chat. You can share the controllers, and also you can do it with a local user. Now, one player is going to be controlling Donkey Kong, and the other one's going to be controlling Pauline, and you're going to be able to essentially throw out these word bricks at enemies, and also you can copy the material of the stuff around you, and those would also take on the attacks that you're doing too. And of course, different material does more damage. There's also some pretty cool mechanics when it comes to the material that you're throwing as Donkey Kong 2, like sand can stick together and create platforms. So it's really cool to see those things. There's also gonna be amiibo support. So one thing that is pretty interesting is that it seems like if it's not a Donkey Kong amiibo, they're just gonna give you different rocks. I don't know if there's anything else, but as far as I can tell, the stuff that is non-Donkey Kong will just be this giant rock boulder that you can throw around. In the Nintendo Direct, they also confirmed that there's going to be a system game share. You can share the game locally and play multiplayer, which is really great. I love when developers do this. I love when Nintendo games do this, and it's a really cool feature for the Nintendo Switch. They also showed off assist mode, which will guide you in the right direction when you're playing this game. Of course, you don't have to have it on, but it's really nice for people who just want to chill, or maybe it's for like the younger kids or something. And they showed off a sculpting mode. So this is really funny because I think this is a callback to Super Mario 64. You can basically sculpt your own characters, and maybe if you want to sculpt on Donkey Kong, or like in the video, they had a little 3DS callback, which was pretty cool. And they showed off a new amiibo with Donkey Kong and Pauline, which was pretty cool. Overall, this was a really fantastic Direct and really sold me on Donkey Kong Bonanza. I have that ready to ship out from GameFly, so I will be playing that. Maybe I'll stream it or something. We'll see on that. As far as the rating that I would do for this Nintendo Direct, 10 out of 10, to be honest. It's exactly what I needed. It's exactly what the Mario Kart World Nintendo Direct should have been. So I'm pretty excited about this, and the game looks fantastic. There's a lot of different features that I really love, and overall, it just looks like a fun time. But that's just my thoughts on that. What do you think about the Donkey Kong Bonanza news from the Nintendo Direct? Did you like it? Did you not? What would you rate this Nintendo Direct? Tell me in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.